Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Ryan here. We're back with Gaming News Episode 2. Let's go ahead and get into it. We're starting with PlayStation. Okay, this right here is pretty simple. Resident Evil 7, Not a Hero gets 8 minutes of gameplay. This is from Capcom, obviously. The video is right here. All links will be in the description below if you guys want to check it out. That's for that. This is actually very interesting. Just Cause 3 dev is hiring for a next generation game. Could it be a PS5 game that they're working on? It could very well be a PS5 game. That makes more sense since this generation is getting to the end. Pretty much we're in cruise control to the very end of this generation. I still believe the PS5 is going to drop in 2020. Why? Because 2019 is just too early. Especially when, you know, they got them having so many good games coming out in 2018. It makes no sense for them to drop it in 2019. 2020, 2021 is more, you know, it makes more sense. 2020, though, is probably the sweet spot for a lot of people, and a lot of people are saying the PS5 is going to drop. Especially Michael Pachter. But keep in mind, Michael Pachter is just an analyst. He's been all over the place. He said 2017, then he said 2016, then he said 2019. I mean, the dude's all over the place. So everything you hear from Michael Pachter, you take with a huge grain of salt. I mean, a massive grain of salt. The dude makes a lot of ridiculous claims, and people eat it up. So I mean, it is what it is. Michael Pachter, man, it is what it is. All right, let's get into some other news here. The actual PlayStation news. Not a lot to talk about, but, you know, it is what it is. Shenmue 3 dev hints at playable memories from Shenmue 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and read this quote. It's right here. We considered offering the first two games along Shenmue 3, and it still may happen, he said. But we thought it would be more fun to include the content as memories. So when you play the new game, you get memories of old stories or some other content from Shenmue 1 and 2. For example, if you're walking in the village, there's an older guy telling you what happened in the previous game, so it's totally incorporated into the game. Okay, so they're doing it where, you know, basically NPCs will talk about elements or, you know, things from the past games. That's cool. I thought they would go like I'm thinking like when they said memories, I was thinking of something from Metal Gear Solid Guns of the Patriots. I don't know if you guys played that game, but especially when you get to Outer Haven, you know, there's a few memories you get to replay, you know, especially when you get to certain spots, you know, you just press X and like your memories show up. So I thought something like that was going to be implemented. That'd be cool if they did that, but you know, one could dream, and we'll see it down the road. So, you know, one could dream. Okay, so PlayStation Plus games for October. Obviously, we gotta wait for this week to get the actual games. You will hear that directly from me when I get the games released. But the rumored games, keep that in mind. The predicted games and the rumored games are coming out to be Mad Max, Resident Evil 0, Assassin's Creed Rogue, which is actually really good. If you haven't played Assassin's Creed Rogue, I highly recommend it. It's actually a really good game. I kind of want them to go that route again. If they ever go back to Assassin's Creed in terms of story-wise, I wouldn't mind playing as a Templar again. Rogue was actually not bad. I don't know why people bitched about it. Probably because it wasn't... It was basically Black Flag in a sense, basically repackaged, so it made sense for that regard. But overall, it was actually a really good game, and I was actually mad that it didn't come out for PS4. It only came out for PS3 and 360, which was weird of Ubisoft to do that. But again, that showed they still saw money in the game on PlayStation and on 360. And if I'm not mistaken, the game sold well, so that's good. And last bit of news I got for you is PSN down for maintenance. The times and everything are here. So let's go ahead and look what they're down for. It's actually interesting what they're saying they're down for. So what they're going to be doing, hold on, let's see. Okay, the PlayStation Network is offline on September 25th, so today, while Sony carries out scheduled maintenance. During this period, PSN downtime is expected to last for 2 hours between 6 to 8 in the morning. If you want to continue playing games, it's recommended that you sign in into your PlayStation Network profile before the PSN maintenance begins. Okay. PSN down, but you can still play PS4 games. However, you will not be able to access the PlayStation Video, PlayStation Store, PlayStation Music, account management, PlayStation Now, and PlayStation View. It's unclear what the update is for, but there are rumors that Sony is prepping PS4 firmware update 5.0. The next big PS4 patch is currently in beta testing and is expected to launch very soon. Meanwhile, we're expecting Sony to announce the PlayStation Plus games for October this week. So obviously this usually happens on Wednesday with PlayStation Store update, maybe in the next season. Okay, but okay, so yeah, they could very well be testing the waters for the big update. A lot of people are waiting for this 5.0 update. So yes, it's still coming. They're just prepping for it probably, or maybe they're checking on the servers. Who knows? Who really knows? But we shall see. We shall see. That's pretty much it on the PlayStation side. Hope you guys enjoyed this proportion. Let's go ahead and get into the Microsoft portion, and I'll be right back. All right, we're in the Xbox portion of the news, so let's go ahead and get into the Xbox news right now. Okay, so this is your games for September 25th to October 1st. Let's go ahead and check it out. Obviously, Cuphead is the main attraction. We have Pinball, FX3, we have Rumour, we have Lightfield, Batman, The Enemy Within, Episode 2. Finally, we got the release date for that, so we'll be playing that tomorrow. Yes, I'll be live streaming that on the channel. I had a blast live streaming with you guys last time we did this. We had fun, so I'm definitely going to do it again for you guys. FIFA 18, Cuphead, obviously. Okay, Forza Motorsport 7, which comes out on the 29th, so that's pretty good. Okay, they both come out on 29th. That's kind of weird. Why would they not? Well, I guess they just figure, you know, it's our IP, so we're competing with ourselves. So it is what it is. But Syndrome, Lilith M, Splasher, and Battle Garega Rev 2016. So those are your games coming for September 25th to October 1st. Let's go ahead and move into the actual news. So a lot to talk about. Okay, so the Xbox Duke controller, aka the Fatty controller, is now available for the holidays. So that's right, this is the original Xbox One controller. This is the controller that I used when I originally had an Xbox, the original Xbox, back in the glory days. You know, we had fun with this one. Now I know you're wondering, why is the controller so different looking? Well, to summarize it, basically, it does have triggers on the back, but this year start and select, and these buttons right here replace your upper bumpers on the back of your controller. So your upper, you know, L1 and L2 type of thing, or R1 and L1. It basically replaces that, and that's basically what it was back in the day. it was actually not bad. It took a little getting used to at first, but it actually became very natural when you're playing games. So I remember playing Dead to Rights. I had to push the black button to do the Matrix, so wasn't bad at all. But this right here was actually pretty cool when I first had it. Until they came out with the more standard and more convenient small controllers, which everybody became accustomed to over time. So that was pretty much it. And that turned into the 360 controller, and we all know 360 controller is one of the best game controllers ever made. And speaking of controllers, the Navy is adding a new piece of equipment to nuclear submarines, and that's Xbox controllers. I kid you not. They're using Xbox controllers to control the ship's periscopes, because apparently, you know, the original joystick that controls the periscopes is very expensive, $38,000, and they're saying that they can use the Xbox One controllers, or Xbox controllers in general, because not only are they, they can use them, but not only can they use them, but they won't cost not even close to what their, you know, the original controller would do. And they're saying how, you know, easier, obviously, a Xbox controller is in terms of, you know, bringing it around and carrying it around, as opposed to the joystick for the periscope. They're saying that it's a huge and heavy thing, so that's cool. That's cool they're able to do that for the Xbox controllers. I'll leave that in the description below. It's actually a very interesting read. Go check that out. Everything will be in the description below. Okay, Xbox One X super sampling feature to be shown before launch. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds beta being worked on, Microsoft exec says. That's basically what he was saying right here. Let's go ahead and read these. Maybe at Albert Pinello could make it happen. Someone please, fans would love to see the feature in action prior to Xbox One X release. He said, we plan to show this clearly before release. Okay, this dude said at Eric Greenberg, Aaron Greenberg. Will the Xbox One X be future-proof for the next 3 to 4 years? Now, obviously, it's going to be future-proof for the next 3 to 4 years. You look at the year; it is 2017. You add an extra 3 years on top of that. What are you going to get? You're going to get 2020. 2020. What comes out in 2020? What comes out in 3 years, 3 to 4 years? PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox. So that actually makes perfect sense they would do that. So yes, I believe it will be future-proofed and ready to go. But he said, we designed it to be the most powerful console ever made. He kind of didn't answer his question. He just threw out the traditional PR talk. You know, the world's most powerful console. We get that it's the world's most powerful console. But again, you didn't answer his question in terms of future-proof. Whoops. Is future-proof wise? I believe so. I believe it's going to be very future-proofed until 2020. Okay, Aaron Greenberg, Xbox One X Standard Edition already sold out. At Amazon, you guys need to ramp up production, obviously. Love to see excitement and demand. We will make as many as we can. Yeah, that's another thing. We don't know how many they were made and everything, but we'll see. We shall see. Hi, Aaron. Do you know when PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds beta is coming to the Xbox One? Hang it on to play it and see what it's like on Xbox. We're working on that now. We'll share more news when we can, but we are already incredibly excited to get some chicken dinners on Xbox. Right. Okay. Well, okay. If you guys are happy for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, I'm happy for you. That's good. The game's gonna do good. Game's gonna be good for Xbox. I'm not expecting anything jaw-dropping, I'm sorry, for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds on the Xbox. It's already confirmed, if I'm not mistaken, it's not 60 frames per second, it's 30 frames per second on Xbox One X and the base Xbox One. Why? Pretty obvious. They had to get it to work at 30 frames on the base hardware, and the original hardware just isn't powerful enough to run it at 60 frames. But mostly because they're both using the same CPU, only the difference is the Xbox One X's CPU is clocked a little higher. So the game is 4K 60, if I'm not mistaken. It's 4K 60. That's pretty much it, though. I mean, I'm not expecting anything amazing from this. Number one, you guys are going against PC who are playing it at 60 frames. Number two, they have mouse and keyboard support. Mouse and keyboard is way more accurate than a controller, so keep that in mind for all of you that don't know at all. Mouse and keyboard is 3 times more accurate than a controller. So let's go ahead and move on to the final news for Microsoft. Okay, this right here, you guys I saw King Thrash make a video on this. It is what it is. People hype up anything. He has a point. Okay, so Xbox has gained a seat at Microsoft's most important table. Okay, that's weird. Phil Spencer, leader of Microsoft's video game unit since 2014, has joined the software maker senior leadership team, the cluster of senior executives who advise Chief Executive Satya Nadella. Okay. So he is officially part of the software makers leadership program. So he's on that. So he's on the software makers senior leadership team. Okay, so he went from the leader of Microsoft's video game division to the software makers program. Okay, well, it's good. Okay, that's good for him, but a lot of people saying this is going to change everything for Xbox. We have to wait and see. Okay, him becoming a new, leader in what is it, software? See, that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary. He went from the leader of Xbox. Keep this in mind. He went from the leader of the Xbox division, okay? The Xbox division is already struggling as it is, and people are already suspecting that they're going full PC and that they could possibly be selling the Xbox brand off to go full PC. So him dropping the Xbox lead role and going on into becoming a software maker's senior is kind of weird, because that kind of falls into what a lot of people are saying, especially me in particular. I'm thinking if they legit were to go this route, they would do this. They would go software only and sell it on Windows. They would become like a Steam service. Only the thing is, people don't mess with Windows 10. You know what I'm saying? Windows 10 is not that great. Steam is just the coup de grace when it comes to PC gaming. So I highly doubt we will ever see them on that type of way. But, you know, Microsoft's, you know, this is a software thing, so they could very well sell it to Steam and get their games on Steam and have a better way of going about it. You know, maybe they sign a deal with Valve and get, you know, a percentage of proceedings and all that from Valve. You never know. But that's something that he could very well be doing with this whole, rise to, you know, leadership. It could very well happen with this promotion. Could happen. You never know. We're going to have to see it, and time will tell. But that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't want to make anything bold. I don't want to say Xbox is done or anything like that, but it could very well end that way if this continues and, you know, the way things are going continues. But we shall see as time goes on. We shall see. As far as this is concerned, this is good for Phil Spencer. Good to see that he got the promotion. But again, the fact that he went from the head of Xbox to a software overseer is kind of very scary. And a lot of people, I can already see fanboys trying to damage control this and flip this and go, no, this means that Phil is going to get games on Xbox. This doesn't mean a thing. This doesn't mean a thing. This could mean absolutely nothing for you. Him doing this could just mean that he's overseeing the games going to Steam. You never think about that? Or going to Windows 10. You don't think like that. That's the problem. So that's what that could be for games on the Xbox side. But that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and get into the Nintendo side. Is there anything else I need to cover? Nope. Let's go ahead and get to the Nintendo side and get to the end of the video. Be right back. And last but not least, Nintendo. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this. This is a rumor right here. Target to receive a minimum of 20 SNES units per store at launch. So the console this comes out, the SNES Mini comes out September 29th, the day of Cuphead and Forza Motorsport 7. So those are coming out all together. But supposedly Target is only going to have 20 for each store. So keep that in mind. If you guys really want this, good luck, man. Happy hunting. Happy hunting. This is the rumor, though. It's a rumor. So I'll leave you to come up with your own explanation or conclusion, rather. Okay, so if you guys like GameStop, well, they have an exclusive, apparently. So Party Planet is confirmed for the Nintendo Switch. The only way to get to it, or get the game, is that you have to buy it through GameStop. So if you guys like GameStop, have fun and go through that. Me personally, I do not care. Okay, so according to this dev of Final Fantasy XV, if I'm not mistaken, he's the dev of Final Fantasy XV, but he says there's no plans for Final Fantasy XV on the Nintendo Switch. Don't worry, before people make a big deal out of this, don't worry. I'm pretty sure it will happen eventually. The Nintendo Switch is getting a lot of good third-party support. It's getting Doom and everything, so I can see games coming. The problem is these games have to sell well also, so we shall see how these games do before we come up with our major conclusion. But that's what it comes down to in the long run, so don't worry at all. Okay, Nintendo Switch running Skyrim looks pretty looks less pretty than other versions, but just as fun. Obviously, this is a Tegra-based architecture that is running off of, but it's good that they're able to, get the game to run on it. They got Doom and everything, running at 30 frames, 720p. So, that's cool and all that. That's not bad at all for them to get that. We'll see it when we eventually get it, but the thing that's going to keep games like this coming to the Nintendo Switch is not the sales of the actual console, but rather the actual support in terms of, the audience. So what I mean is, the Nintendo fans, I really hope you guys buy these games that are coming to the Switch, and not just the Nintendo-only games. This is the only way to make sure that your console still gets third-party support. You need to support the games, okay? Third-party devs are not in the business to lose money on just putting something on a platform that they know they're not going to get money from, okay? So keep that in mind. Make sure you buy the games you guys are seeing. Just saying, don't hype them up and don't buy them. Hype them up and buy them if you guys are really excited for it. That's all I got to say on that matter. And last but not least, the final news for today. Nintendo said they dramatically over-delivered with the Nintendo Switch in terms of units at launch. So They over-delivered with the units. Now, the company is certainly on a pace to supply 10 million units this fiscal year. They sold 5 million in just 4 months. If they could, man, they could keep up demand and the system keeps selling like that, they could very well. I mean, if they sold 10 million already within this year, wow. I mean, that's 1/3 of the Xbox One's install base right there, if they can do that. And I can see them doing that if they keep up with the pace and continue with the games. Obviously, the numbers are definitely going to go up with Super Mario Odyssey and everything like that. So, yeah, there's a lot coming to the Switch. But, man, it's great to see them actually do what they need to do, and that's great. But at the end of the day, Nintendo is showing that they're pretty much the only competition that Sony's running into. You know, you got dudes hyping up the One X, and the One X is a good console, but it doesn't really have anything that's competing with the PS4 Pro. The PS4 Pro just has games to last them, you know, the long run and carry them over. You know, that's all they need. And Microsoft is delivering on that end. They're just not. But it is what it is. I'm not going to beat that horse to death. But that's pretty much it. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's it. I will see you guys later. All links in the description as always. So you guys be good. And I'll see you guys later. Deuces.